Today I'm joined by Paul Shamplina, who is the MD of Landlord Action and the Chief Commercial Officer of Hamilton Fraser. Paul, talk to me about ROPA and whether it's a good idea for both the industry and also landlords.
Regulation of property agents, it's been kicked into the long grass, Chris, obviously because the Renters Reform Bill's come in. It is a good thing. Letting agents, estate agents should be working at a qualification. It only raises standards, it raises and improves the offering to consumer. Obviously, we work with a number of organisations within our group at Hamilton Fraser, My Deposits, Property Redress Scheme, Client Money Protect, they're all government-backed schemes. It's about time that agents do have some sort of qualifications, and it will sort out the good from the bad.
I mean, you're obviously at the sharp end, which is, you are getting people, you are evicting them, and that requires proper notices being served and things like that. Does it amaze you how many agents don't get it right?
No. Doesn't amaze me because I've been doing it for so long. I've been helping landlords and letting agents out for over 30 years. The problem you've got with letting agents is they are doing too much. When it comes to evicting a tenant, that is a legal process. So, pardon me, serving notice, they can most probably do, but you still get letting agents that are issuing claims at court, which is a no-no. Their professional indemnity insurance won't cover them. And then, of course, there's a whole host of problems that can happen when issuing incorrect documentation. So, qualification, improving your skill set, directors, owners of the businesses, people that are doing property management. Property management is the most difficult thing to do when it comes to property. I don't care what anyone says. Historically, agents were charged their 10% or 15% full management. And there is a false economy between full management and let only. And I think the days of let only should be coming to an end. And I think that this is where, and I train a lot of letting agents, do a lot of one-to-one training, is letting agents, they undervalue what they do and how they charge. And they're scared of putting an extra 1% because there's so much competition around. But actually, what I did task with Property Mark and Arla, when I do a lot of talks for them regionally, I've seen your guys on the road, is if an agent works out how much time they spend from the pre-let stage finding a tenant, because look, historically, landlords go to letting agents because they think they're going to find the best tenants, Chris, yeah, rather than do it yourself. And the days of doing it yourself should be well and truly over, believe you me. If you work out the time you spend from right at that front end to the deregulation, put the deposit scheme, doing the inventory, doing the gas safety, doing everything for the whole course to the end of tenancy and giving the deposit back to the tenant, that's hours and hours and hours. And I've asked so many letting agents, how much hours do you spend? And they don't know. Simple things they don't know. And actually, if you work out an hourly rate of what a letting agent charges, Chris, it's pennies.
Do you think ROPA would sort that out?
I think what would happen is, look, we still get 300 to 400 letting agents, property sourcers, all periphery companies within the lettings industry joining our organisation, the Property Redress Scheme, every month. And I think, where are these agents coming from? Right? The challenge for agents, Chris, is rental stock, and I'm sure we're going to come on to that soon. I think if, look, a property is a landlord's biggest asset, and you give the keys over. I want to make sure that if I give the keys over, and I have properties and I get, I have people managing for me. If I give the keys over to a managing agent, I want to know they're competent. As a landlord, the false economy and what's happened in the past is I go to the agent and offer 6% full management because landlords don't like paying money out historically, as we well know. But I want to get the best. So there's a whole process and I train the landlords up and down the country.
I was about to say, is it an education?
There's an education that landlords need to know about picking the right agent, because picking the right agent is a make or break when it comes to your rental and your portfolio.
Whose job is that? Should that be Property Mark's job or someone else's?
Well, look, Property Mark and Nows and Ucala and Wicks, they set the boundaries. They set the milestones when it comes to being a better agent. But Joe Bloggs a landlord that's an accidental landlord's got a flat above a shop and he's inherited it, doesn't see himself as a landlord. He goes to a letting agent. There's 10 along Grantham High Street. Who do
And
they
I go
use?
to the first one, won't he?
Well, he goes to the first one. I mean, that's what my job, and you know, I'm called the landlord's friend in the industry. I'm very happy with that title. I've been called many other things, believe you me, but I'm all about educating and helping the consumer, and that's also the tenant as well. So making sure that your agent does have good management processes in place. What property technology do they use? It's all about property technology. You know, what scheme do they belong to? Are they accredited? Have they got client money protection in place? What does their fully management service include? And what I do a lot of, Chris, is I am dumbfounded with the amount of lack of knowledge, believe it or not, that letting agents have when it comes to pitching landlords. They don't put themselves in a landlord's head. So when it comes to pitching or selling themselves or understanding the woes of landlords, there's still agents that do come up short, bearing in mind they need properties more than ever, need more landlords, because even last year, I think in 2023, we lost 100 to 150,000 properties in the private rental sector because landlords are leaving.
So you're very pro RICS, property market, NALs, and those other things, but you think ROPA will, like a rising tide, bring everyone up, all being well. And is that what you?
Well, I hope so. Look, you know, we run the property redress scheme. We've got 18,000 agents. We are the biggest scheme out there now on single agents, and our agency list are smaller agents. Okay, you know, that's why in COVID we started free business. One of the businesses which I was very passionate about was an idea I had at Landlord Action, was called HF Assist, which is a letting agent advice line, where letting agents can get advice, but get practical advice. We charge 20 quid a month, just a little bit more than a pack of fags a month, where an agent can call up, get any advice, even advice about leases on photocopiers and all that stuff. You'd be surprised the amount of lack of advice that smaller agents have. And a lot of them are very price conscious. They can't afford to join Property Mark. I think having a qualification now in 2024 is a must. Whether the government have appetite, I know training standards do, but whether the government do, we wait to see, because we have an election at the end of the year.
Only time will tell.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time today, Paul.